CBI shares liquor scam files with the Enforcement Directorate, also issues a lookout circular against 8 private individuals. Manish Sisodia claims witch hunt but steers away from the specifics, now faces ED lens as well in the excise policy scam.
लो पहले कि भाई 1000 करोड़ का है, 8000 करोड़ का है, 1 करोड़ का है, 10 करोड़ का है, किसने किया है पहले तय कर लो। तुम लोग इन आरोपों के बीच में इधर उधर की रोज इधर उधर की इनका नेता खड़ा होकर बात करता रहे।
घंटे के अंदर ये समय बहुत है एक ईमानदार के लिए। आप केवल ये बताइए कि अगर आपने घोटाला नहीं किया तो आबकारी नीति वापस क्यों ली?
As BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party face off, the story gets bigger as agencies close in on the other accused in the case. More bigger links likely.
आज राजगोपाल रेड्डी भाजपा में टीआरएस की सरकार को उखाड़ने के लिए शामिल हो रहे हैं।
Home Minister Amit Shah warns KCR, says the TRS government will be uprooted soon. After Shrikant Tyagi video of a woman abusing a guard's officers in Noida, she's sent to judicial custody. Mystery over a girl's death in MP quarters. Quarters for parliamentarians in the national capital in Lutyens, Delhi. How did the girl fall off the quarters? The story continues. Republic tracking the story closely. Before we go across to the big political debate this evening, the story broken by Republic, and we are tracking it very closely. A mystery death. A mystery death of an 18-year-old girl in Lutyens, Delhi, in a quarters that is meant for our parliamentarians. The police has issued a statement 30 minutes into the news break. The Delhi police has given very little details, but what they have said is that the CCTV footage is available. Let's show you the pictures full frame first up. The CCTV footage, the last visual of the girl seen at the complex. That's the video of an 18-year-old entering a complex where parliamentarians live in the national capital. It's the Yamuna block, and many parliamentarians live in that building. She goes up, she works there is what we understand. We don't have the full details, but what we can tell you is that it's a high security complex. How did she get there? How did she go all the way up? Did she just fall down? We don't have the details. The police is investigating, but there's a mystery. It's a big mystery, and we're tracking the story very, very closely. Her family says it can't be a case of suicide. In the heart of Delhi, that's a death that's raising questions. My colleague Harsha is at the society right now. Harsha, you've been speaking to people. What are the facts as we know it this evening of this death in the quarters where parliamentarians live?
It is very shocking for parliamentarians themselves also, because we know that this is a highly secured area, as you also quoted, very posh area, 24/7. All the patrolling by the police officials take place in this entire area. It is BD Mark, Bishambar Das Mark, near Pandit Pant Mark. Let me show you, it is the Yamuna block, the 13th floor MP flats area. Let me take you inside, and as you were stating, all the MPs live here. The 26 MPs live in this entire MP quarter, and these are the names and the floor where exactly all the MPs live. And she went straight to the 13th floor, the terrace 13th floor. She went and she fell from there. She's being told by the police officers that she's an 18-year-old girl named Ayushi. She lives near Pandit Mantman, and this is the CCTV camera we were talking about. This is a CCTV camera from which police have got the footage that she entered the lift. She went straight from this lift to the 13th floor. The mobile and purse of the girl was found from the 13th floor. This entire area, it is also written keval mananiya sansado ke liye. This lift is only for parliamentarians, but one thing is very shocking, that in this highly secured area, there should be more of the receptionists, more of the guards securing these entire apartments, but none of the receptionist was there at the point of between 8 to 9 p.m. when that girl entered this MP quarter, went straight to the 13th floor. Let me take you to the backside also, because police has made Late at night, 10:30, police was called by the residents who live in this entire MP quarters. The police came at around 10:30 p.m. The incident happened at 9:15 p.m. yesterday on August 20. Police official came that the entire sketch has been made. On the backside, the entire sketch has been made where she fell. The blood spattered. The entire sketch has been made and police is investigating on all the aspects, whether it is suicide, someone pushed her, because parents of the girl are clearly stating that it is a murder. Let me show you very closely. My VG Hitesh will show you. This is entire sketch where she fell from 18th floor. It is written bottom here, the bottom side of the girl. There it is written blood. The blood spattered to till that area. So there's a sketch which has been made by the police. Investigation on all the points is being done by the police official, but not much detail has been shared. It has already been more than 24 hours to this incident, and police investigating on all the aspects, but not much have been shared by police official. So this is the entire news, but parliamentarians are also very shocked that such incident has happened inside MP quarters from the 13th floor, and none of the parliamentarian or the residents or the people, the clerical, the workers who work here, none of them know that if she works here or she came here from outside, what is exactly the role of girl in this MP quarter. These all are the point of investigation on which police officials are investigating. Back to you.
Thank you for that. The story continues. In fact, we continue to investigate that story, and of course, we are reporting from there. We spoke to the family. A very detailed report we will carry at about 10 o'clock after this debate. Harsha, thank you for reporting for us. She's at the quarters, the Yamuna block there, where our parliamentarians also live. Okay, let's move on and get to the big political story this evening. Now, the CBI has clarified that there is no lookout circular yet against Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. Trouble is mounting because the CBI has also handed over the case files of the Delhi liquor policy to the Enforcement Directorate, which now will also begin looking into it. Throughout the day, there have been news conferences, the third successive day, back-to-back news conferences in a day. The BJP says something, the Aam Aadmi Party responds. Manish Sisodia spoke to Republic TV. He says it's a witch hunt. Here are the facts and then the big debate this Sunday evening.
Allegations and raids, claims and counterclaims, and a series of news conferences.
प्रधानमंत्री जी अब 24 घंटे यही सोच रहे हैं कि मैं सीबीआई को किसके घर भेजूं, ईडी को किसके घर भेजूं, रेड किसके घर कराऊं, लुकआउट नोटिस किसको दिलाऊं, सरकार किसकी गिरवाऊं। ये दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है पर है।
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जब विपक्ष में थे तो सीबीआई के बारे में क्या कहा करते थे कि 5-7 साल पहले सीबीआई का दुरुपयोग हो रहा था। केंद्र सरकार सीबीआई में गुजरात के मंत्रियों को जेल में डाल रही थी।
लुटेरों को, बेईमानों को, हत्या में शामिल लोगों को जो लोग अपने साथ लेके घूमते हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों, अपना इतिहास याद कर लो। तुम उस पार्टी के नेता हो जिसका राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रक्षा सौदे में कैमरे पर दलाली लेते हुए पकड़ा गया।
The BJP continues to train guns on Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal.
ठीक है, ये जो न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स पे आर्ट दिखाना, ये जो बाकी चीज़ें करना, ये भोली सी शक्ल सीएम लेके आनी, ठीक है, हर चीज़ झूठ बोलना, बहुत वक्त हो गया, 7 साल हो गए। अब इनका वक्त आ गया एक्सपोज होने का, और ये अब अच्छे तरीके से एक्सपोज होंगे। जो गलती करी है उसका उसकी सजा इनको भुगतनी पड़ेगी।
And the Congress too is questioning the Kejriwal government.
जब दिल्ली शहर में लोगों के सिर पर मौत का साया मंडरा रहा था और लोग बिना ऑक्सीजन के बेदम होकर तड़प तड़प कर दम तोड़ रहे थे, तब दिल्ली की अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार शराब की नीति पर काम कर रही थी। ये प्राथमिकता है सरकार की।
Trouble seems to be mounting for the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, with the CBI now handing over the case files in the excise policy matter to the Enforcement Directorate. Sisodia, however, remains defiant and continues to claim vendetta.
सीबीआई जिन मुद्दों पे आगे बढ़ रही है, मैं सीबीआई से बात करूंगा। लेकिन ये लोग जो आरोप लगा रहे हैं उस पर तो मैंने कहा तुम तय तो कर लो पहले कि भाई 1000 करोड़ का है, 8000 करोड़ का है, 1 करोड़ का है, 10 करोड़ का है, किसने किया है? कंपनी ने किया है, शराब विक्रेता ने किया है, खरीदने वाले ने किया है, मनीष सिसोदिया ने किसने किया है? पहले तय कर लो तुम लोग इन आरोपों के बीच में इधर उधर की रोज इधर उधर की इनका नेता खड़ा होकर बात करता रहता है मुद्दे की बात करो
In the latest development, as the CBI issues lookout notice to 8 other private accused in the case, it needs to be seen if the Enforcement Directorate too would file a fresh FIR in the matter. The BJP has reiterated its dare to the Delhi Chief Minister to speak up on the matter.
मैं चुनौती देता हूं अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, अगर आप में थोड़ी सी नैतिकता बची है, 24 घंटे के अंदर यह समय बहुत है एक ईमानदार के लिए। आप केवल यह बताइए कि अगर आपने घोटाला नहीं किया तो आबकारी नीति वापस क्यों ली?
Would Arvind Kejriwal reply to the allegations? And with mounting evidence and the widening probe, how long would the Aam Aadmi Party evade facts and cry vendetta? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Okay, in fact, I wanted to go straight to the debate, but there is a very, very big breaking news update. Let me get in all the panelists. I'll introduce them and then go across to the breaking news update on this story. Way ahead in reporting the story right now. Big lead on the liquor scam with Republic. A TRS politician, I repeat, the story breaking on Republic right now. Shawan breaking the details. A TRS politician and family members are under the scanner of the CBI in the excise policy case lodged against the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. A TRS leader and family members of the TRS leader now emerging in the case. In fact, specifically what I'm hearing now, and Shawan is breaking the story, is that the Enforcement Directorate, the ED, is examining foreign remittances of an event management company / companies linked to the excise policy. It's getting bigger. Shawan, is this why the files were handed over to the ED today by the CBI? Shawan breaking the story.
Yes, sir.
All right, just about put us on hold there, Shawan. Perhaps taking more calls, getting in more details. But I'll keep that information on the screen and I'll introduce my panelists. If I get Shawan back on the line, I'll go across to him. Otherwise, I think we can get started with the debate. Straight up, let's introduce our panel this evening. This is a big lead. TRS politicians' role being investigated, CBI looking at it, ED looking at the foreign remittances of an event management company linked to the excise policy. The story is getting very, very serious. Introducing Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, Prafulla Ketkar, editor, organizer, Deshradha Nigam, advocate, Supreme Court, Akshay Marathe, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Abbas Haider, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Ashutosh Mishra, very senior journalist, live from Delhi, Lieutenant Commander Gokul Chandran, political analyst, also joining us on the burning question this evening. Okay, let me actually get in the word from Akshay Marathe, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Akshay, very little details available, not naming any politician right now, but Shawan just breaking that story that the name of a TRS politician and a family member of the TRS politician is under the scanner of the CBI, and the ED is examining foreign remittances of an event management company linked to the excise policy. If you want to respond to that, I'll give you the first chance and then Shehzad will respond to you. Let's get the debate started. Akshay.
No, I think this is a very big breaking story that you have just told your viewers. But I do want to ask you, who are these expert investigators who are giving you this information? Because I remember 6-7 years ago, the CBI had raided Mr. Kejriwal's house. They had raided Mr. Sisodia's house. Even at that time, these BJP spokespersons, all of these news channels, media anchors would come out and say, oh, this breaking story has come out. We have found this information about Aam Aadmi Party leaders, Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal. But it has been 6 years since those raids happened. Not a single leader of the Aam Aadmi Party has been convicted by these premier investigative agencies that have turned into departments of the Bharatiya Janata Party today. We have Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla, who is a senior spokesperson of the BJP. He has waxed eloquent day in and day out about all the details of these so-called scams. I would urge Mr. Poonawalla, please, you should join the CBI and help them to nab Aam Aadmi Party leaders because they have failed for 8 years. You are such an intelligent person. You have been saying every debate, every night that something has, some wrongdoing has happened. I think your country and the CBI needs your expert services because clearly they have failed at their job. And at this juncture, I do want to say, although I was saying this in jest and sarcasm, I want to remind the viewers, 10 years ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was being hounded by the CBI, which was being run by the Congress government at that time. Mr. Modi kept saying that this is a witch hunt and he is being targeted by the CBI, and he even warned the CBI that when the government changes and he comes into power, he will do the same thing and he will ensure that all the people who have harassed him will get harassed again. And that is exactly what the CBI under Prime Minister Modi has been trying to do. So I want to tell the BJP, I want to tell शहजाद पूनावाला also कि सबका टाइम आता है. आज आप सत्ता में हो, आज आप हमें बहुत तंग करोगे, लेकिन कल आपका टाइम आएगा विपक्ष में. आप थोड़ा सा इतना तो सोचिए ना कि अपने आप से तो कम से कम डरिए कि जो आप काले करतूते कर रहे हैं आज, वो कभी ना कभी आपके ऊपर भी आने वाली है. और रही बात जांच की, आम आदमी पार्टी इज एक्चुअली वेरी हैप्पी that the CBI is investigating us, because at the end of the day we are confident that the courts are going to acquit us. So it will become another certificate of honesty for the Aam Aadmi Party that the BJP will be giving us. It is the first time that the opposition will be giving us a certificate of honesty, because that is what's going to happen. It has happened in the past also. It happened with 150 cases have been filed against Aam Aadmi Party in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So many of these cases have been actually challenged in the court, saying the court has said that the Delhi police is acting with vendetta against Aam Aadmi Party. So people have seen this time and time again. So this time also, Shehzad, they are going to look at you and think, what is your credibility? Why should we believe Shehzad Poonawala when he makes these allegations, when in the last 8 years not a single allegation made by you and your party has stuck against the Aam Aadmi Party? What makes it different this time? 150 झूठ बोलने के बाद 151वां सच कैसे हो सकता है?
Okay.
तो ये आज शहजाद पूनावाला को बताना चाहिए देश को.
Okay. Akshay, very long intervention. I gave you the first word and you asked me a question. Who are these investigators? Let me tell you, the reporter just breaking that story right now. In the last 1 week, I'll tell you the number of stories is broken. And Shravan is India's leading investigative reporter. He broke the crypto scandal before anybody else. Anubrata, the pictures of the cash turned out to be right? The Partha investigation, right? Partha Chatterjee. The National Herald, every National Herald exclusive was broken by Shravan. The Siachen exclusive, he was there when after 38 years, the body of one of our martyrs was found. He was right there when it happened, right? And, I don't have to tell you about Shravan, but that's a story that Shravan is breaking. And I'm just looking at other channels also breaking that story following Republic now. So I'm sure the story will go out. Yeah,
let me clarify.
Following.
Let me clarify. I was not questioning your reporter.
Okay,
please let me clarify.
Okay, sure.
I was questioning the source that
Understood.
Right?
Okay, understood.
Because clearly somebody is feeding this information to him, and it is the BJP that's feeding it.
No.
So
There are agencies. Akshay. It's not, Akshay, BJP, BJP, we don't have to go to the BJP. There are agencies, reporters spend their entire careers tracking agencies, And that's how they get. I'm just telling you as a journalist. It may not be right for you to say BJP is handing out this information, because there are reporters who spend their entire life. See, I see Ashutosh Mishra smiling there. Ashutosh, reporters spend their entire lives tracking agencies. That's how they get the information. Okay, before I go across to Ashutosh, Shehzad giving you the first word to respond to our. Yeah, I'm coming to you, Shehzad. Coming to you. You can respond to him.
Yeah. Okay, Niranjan, since Akshay made a lot of points and he got uninterrupted time, I hope he won't interrupt me. First of all, he was speaking about courts giving them a certificate of honesty. So in the last particular case, Satyendra Jain, who's being defended as Kattar Imandar, the court has given an order saying that prima facie there is evidence against him that he's involved in money laundering. Here is the news reports to authenticate it. I have the court order. In 2019, the court order said that he has done hawalabazi, and in 2022, July, the court order says that he has a criminal background. I want to know from my dear friend Akshay Marathe, which investigating agency has given Arvind Kejriwal the right to go above the court which has indicted Satyendra Jain and call him Kattar Imandar and defend him and give him VVIP treatment for the last 3 months. And if he was indeed a Kattar Imandar and we were vindictive, why hasn't the court given him any relief in the last 3 months? He should first answer that. He can ask the investigators in his party what documents they saw before giving the clean chit. Now, secondly, he said that this is a so-called scam. If this was a so-called scam, Mr. Marathe, then why has your party and government rolled back and gone to the old policy? They should have continued with the new policy. एक टाइम बोलते हो बहुत अच्छी पॉलिसी है, फिर बोलते हो पॉलिसी में भ्रष्टाचार हुआ पर उसने किया, then you come and say on TV कि नहीं, this is a very good policy, so-called scam, no scam has taken place. Now thirdly, let me come to the point that we are discussing today. निरंजन देखिए ना कहाँ से कहाँ चल गए हम. IAC, India Against Corruption, to LOC, looking out only for absolute corruption, looking out for absolute corruption, IAC to LOC. See, I'll tell you the 5 or 6 instances, and Niranjan, I'm showing some important document, so please bear with me only 30 seconds because this is also a big angle. Niranjan, forget the 144 crore waiver, the 30 crore EMD, the tenure of the licensing period being extended without permission by Manish Sisodia. Manish Sisodia going against the cabinet order and taking all decisions, making more than 2 vents in every mohalla. All those violations, 50 rupees per crate discount being given. Let's put it all aside. Today I'm showing you 2 or 3 more aspects. Niranjan, you know that no manufacturing company and no blacklisted company could come. Show cause notices were issued on 25/10/2021 that one manufacturing company has come in and one blacklisted company has come in. This has been done by the excise department. But despite that, Khao Gully, the blacklisted company, gets 2 zones. Now, this is by Indo Spirits. What action did the Aam Aadmi Party government take? Because if you don't follow the show cause notice, the excise department can go and shut your place down. What action did they take against Indo Spirits? None, because, and why? In the FIR it is mentioned that through the agency of their Mr. Arora, who's seen with Kejriwal in his house and Manish Sisodia, and he has a deep relationship with them, 1 crore was transferred. And not just 1 crore, Niranjan, 2% say 12% the commission became for L1 holders. 150 crore rupees exchanged hands in a room in Oberoi Hotel.
Where are you reading all of this from?
That 150 crores, what all was done?
No, where are you reading all of this from?
I am telling you, sir. I'm telling you the source also.
No, you're saying money was exchanged.
Everything will be authenticated with facts.
No, you're saying money was exchanged. 150 crores. That's a very serious allegation you're making, Shehzad.
150 crores. Niranjan, 150 crores. I'm telling you.
What's the source?
Let me substantiate what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
I treat this channel very seriously.
Go ahead.
Whatever I say it with proof. I am giving you, and I will leave this in your channel and go. Indo Spirits, Khao Gully got the zone, 2 zones. Show cause notice was issued. Why no action was taken? Because read in the FIR, Niranjan, you have a copy, Shravan has a copy. 1 crore was transferred via the agency of Mr. Dinesh Arora. You know who Dinesh Arora is. You even know who Mr. Vijay Nair is. And you also know who is that other person, Mr. Amandeep Dhal. Now let me tell you about the 150 crores. This 150 crores, I can even give you the dates when it was paid. For instance, Brindco paid 50 crores. Why did Brindco of Amandeep Dhal pay 50 crores? Because they not only got the L1 in Delhi, they also through the agency of Raghav.
You want to give him a chance to
others, got a L1 in Punjab. One second, Niranjan, 1 second. If Brindco has not got L1 in Punjab also, Mr. Marathe must deny it. Secondly, MB Distillers through Ashok Jain gave 3 crores in April to these people through Arjun Pandey.
No.
Apart from that, 3 crores were again given by Aman.
Let him respond now, Shehzad. You're beating him, you're taking double the time. You give him a 30-second intervention. Okay, Akshay, 30-second intervention. 30-second intervention because I want to get in the other panelists, please.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, see, the thing is, Shehzad has now started to rival Chetan Bhagat when it comes to cooking up stories and writing fiction. Because if you look at the CBI's FIR, none of the 10-15 stories that Shehzad Poonawalla just told us, like bedtime stories, are mentioned in the CBI's FIR. So that's why I'm trying to repeat my point that Shehzad Poonawalla is so smart and such an investigator that he should join the CBI. Because the CBI has no idea about any of these things. The CBI in its FIR mentions only one allegation. I'll tell you what that allegation is. That allegation is that 1/3 private party exchanged 1 crore rupees in so-called kickbacks with another third private party, and Mr. Manish Sisodia is not even involved in any of that 1 crore dealing. So all these figures, 30 crores, 144 crores, 8,000 crores, 10,000 crores, are figments of Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla's imagination. And when he was questioning our credibility that we have come from IAC to where we are today, Shehzad Poonawalla is the same person who used to call Mr. Modi the butcher of Gujarat. Today he is defending Mr. Modi and is a part of the BJP. So can the viewers of Republic ask Mr. Poonawalla, why have you made a U-turn, Mr. Poonawalla?
No, he'll speak for himself. I gave you a 30-second intervention. He'll speak for himself, but I certainly want to ask him that 150 crore, he said, Shehzad said 150 crore changed hands. I want to get him for 30 seconds, Shehzad. You have the right to respond 30 seconds, but I want to get my other panelists in. Shehzad, 30 seconds only, Shehzad.
Niranjan, specific questions, I'll ignore the attack on me or based on lies because we know they go ahead and do U-turns with Majitiya, with Arun Jaitley ji, so I'm going to ignore that. I'm coming to the facts. Answer in specifics, Mr. Marathe. Did Chadda families, ID, Bronson, Pathankot, Sharab factory get opened after 4.5 crores was paid in Punjab? Also, answer in specifics. Did Mahadev Distillery's license get given to Dinesh Arora, with whom we've seen Manish Sisodia at his nightclub? Did Aman Dhal get a Brindco license L1 in Punjab and also in Delhi? And was the commission for the L1 holders increased from 2.5 to 12% without tendering? Also, did you give the EMD of 30 crores to the L1 in airport zone without following the norms? Also, 144 crore waiver was given to the liquor mafia. Also, did you not?
You're asking questions.
Should I ask?
Okay, 1 minute. You know, it's not fair. You know, if I knew it was going to be this intense, I would have just made it a one versus one debate. But sadly, I didn't know it's going to be this intense. Let me get in the others as well. I'll give you. Akshay, you can respond. No, you can respond. I will give you the chance to respond. I will. I promise you. It's my commitment. I'll give you the chance to respond. I want to get in Gokul Chandra. I see 3 or 4 hands going up. Ashutosh wants to respond, and even Prafulla wants to respond. But I want to bring in Lieutenant Commander Gokul Chandra, because the Congress party held a news conference today. You know what they're saying? Mehbooba Mufti from Kashmir is saying, and Omar Abdullah from Kashmir are asking, why is the Congress party asking for Sisodia's resignation? What's going on? Why is the Congress asking for Sisodia's resignation? Even the opposition is flummoxed. But Gokul Chandran, how do you see this fight unfolding? And do you think the AAP is ducking the specifics on this one?
Yeah, good evening, Niranjan. See, the Aam Aadmi Party, right from the day one, they had a certain benchmark. Whenever you face an allegation, you resign, step down from your position, face the charges, come clean and get back to the power. That's what they did during the UPA days, and they have to follow that. When they apply some yardstick to the other politicians, other political parties and the people in power, first they have to follow it. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his men, they are not following it. They want to hide behind something. They want to cry. They want to make drama, and always as usual, they are creating a scenario from where they can escape. Why Congress party is so adamant on the resignation? Because Congress party was one of the parties which brought out this scam. Because Congress party is the one which exposed Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia in the liquor scam. So Congress party is rightly standing where it is and asking for the resignation of Mr. Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal. We don't have to run away from that. Congress party as a opposition.
So Congress is admitting that the agencies are fair, Gokul? You're admitting that the agencies...
See, that's what I'm telling. See, Niranjan, in this case, the Congress party is one of the parties which brought out this, which exposed this scam, which brought out this scam, and because it is clear, the scam is very clear. My friend Shehzad read out all the points. I don't have to repeat it. The point and the exposure is very clear. We don't have to repeat it. So Congress party as a rightful opposition party, where the case is very crystal clear that the wrong thing has happened, the corruption has took place. Debate. Congress party is asking for the resignation. But one more point, Niranjan, I'm not ending with that.
Yes.
See, how long will Manish Sisodia be accused or be under custody or under CBI scanner until he joins BJP? The day he joins BJP, he will be given a clean sheet and he will be free of all corruption charges. So I want to ask Mr. Poonawalla, how long you are going to continue with this probe? Will you absolve him of all cases once he joins BJP? So BJP shouldn't do this double-faced action. So
okay, I got your question. Can I give a 15 second? Okay, 15 seconds. Akshay, 15 seconds. Shehzad, 15 seconds. A lot of other panelists want to come in. Akshay, 15 seconds. Okay, Akshay.
You know, this is a fine symbolic representation of the state of the country today, where the Congress and the BJP are so afraid of Arvind Kejriwal and his rising popularity across the country that they have now tied up. They have joined hands to malign the Kejriwal education and healthcare model. That is why they are so terrified that if Aam Aadmi Party begins to rise, when the people of India are seeing Kejriwal...
Okay, Shehzad, 15 seconds up. Shehzad, 15 seconds up.
How will they contest? How will they compete with Aam Aadmi?
This has nothing to do with education, first of all. Shehzad.
Representative is making it clear that they are standing with BJP today.
Okay, Shehzad.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You know, Niranjan, may I come in, please? Niranjan.
15 seconds. Jaldi, Shehzad. 15 seconds.
I'm debating with the twin sisters of हाँ अरे इतनी जल्दबाजी क्या है. Twin sisters of corruption are there with me on this panel. One sister says मेरे ऊपर कार्रवाई is vindictive, पर सत्येंद्र जैन पर कार्रवाई is okay, मनीष सिसोदिया पर कार्रवाई is okay. The other sister says मेरे ऊपर कार्रवाई is vindictive, सोनिया गांधी पर कार्रवाई is okay. So both of these sisters are liars. When they are caught with their hand in the jar, they start crying. But I'll show you something interesting. They said about health model. Are their health model is so super that Manish Sisodia and Mrs. Sisodia
you didn't answer
22 lakhs in the
I
last
asked
7
a
years in
specific
Apollo
question.
Hospital getting treatment, not in the mohalla.
Okay, 15 seconds up. I want to bring in the others now. Okay, 1 minute. Shehzad, hold on, Shehzad.
Other ministers also go to.
Okay, I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back.
Specific answers from Akshay Marathe. Does Brindco have L1 in Punjab?
I will, but this is not a
specific jawab do.
I will before I end the debate. I promise you, I'll bring Akshay Marathe and Shehzad. Okay, I will give you a chance. But let the others come in. 4 others haven't spoken. Okay, I saw Prafulla raising his hand there. I'll bring in Prafulla and Ashutosh right now. Prafulla, you've seen the facts of the case, right? Now, the cabinet note, Prafulla, and nobody has answered this. In fact, this morning when we spoke to Mr. Manish Sisodia, our reporter tried asking a few questions. But if the cabinet note mentioned the losses in revenue, the cabinet note confirmed the reversal of the policy, the specifics and the facts are too strong. Can the AAP duck the facts? For how long will they do that, citing education as the reason why Sisodia was raided? Prafulla, and then I'll bring in Ashutosh. Prafulla.
Niranjan, this is a really sad situation because people were looking at Aam Aadmi Party with lot of hope. Mr. Akshay Marathe is defending and telling BJP spokesperson that he should join. When Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was waving papers about late Sheila Dikshit or Sharad Pawar or Chidambaram 10 years ago, was he planning to quit IRS and join CBI? Was that the case? But he was expecting resignations then. Why these double standards? That is the question. You have come to this through a movement and you expect what is so special about Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia that you can't tell them, boss, this is the investigation. I know you haven't done anything, but as of now, get out of this post, get clear and come back. I'll be very happy because we need to set the standard. Why they are not following this? What was so urgent that during the COVID crisis, the priority of Delhi government was introducing liquor policy and increasing liquor outlets? 1. 2, the fundamental question is whether the approved liquor policy was amended at the last moment without taking the cabinet or LG into consideration or not. 3, if the policy was so foolproof and there was no hanky-panky in it, what was so urgency to roll it back if it was giving benefit to Delhi? And most importantly, whenever the question is asked, why does Aam Aadmi Party want to show that New York Times certificates? Nobody is saying and nobody is asking question on your education model. Can New York Times certificate be a certificate to cover up the liquor scam allegations? That is the fundamental question. You can't run away from your scoot and run policy that you employed against Congress, UPA or BJP or wherever you went. And now when you are facing the similar kind of allegations, you can't run away by New York Times certificate. That is the fundamental question.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Ashutosh.
So, the cat has been let out of the bag by Shehzad when he spoke about India against corruption. Now, BJP and Aam Aadmi Party, both of them are here because of Anna Hazare and that 2G scam, which ultimately proved to be nothing because of that. So now the two of them are fighting over kaun zyada corrupt and who can get the certificate of being more honest. In case of BJP, their chief can get away by giving a sealed envelope in Supreme Court. Right now, Aam Aadmi Party doesn't have that benefit. So it will have to go through this grind. And one thing very sort of interesting is that on one hand, Narendra Modi says that government should not be in business. And now when one opposition party tries to get out of business, they chase them. And what makes it even more interesting is today you have broken news that a TRS person is also involved. So Amit Shah is in Telangana attacking TRS. In Delhi, BJP is on back foot because it has failed to contain Arvind Kejriwal, and then there is this impending MCD election. First they merged all the municipal corporations. Then
is that a bit of a long shot?
So it is now trying. It's a ploy. It's a ploy to paint all opposition parties by BJP with tar and malign their as being corrupt. And that is the problem here. That is exactly what is happening.
Let me get in the view of the Samajwadi Party. Okay, Deshwatan, I thought, okay, yeah. So what are you saying, Prafulla? Prafulla, what are you saying?
It started with painting entire political class as corrupt. Mr. Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party's politics started with this strategy.
I just felt it was a bit of a long shot, Ashutosh.
So now he has to say
Ashutosh, no, it may be a bit of a long shot to say, I just feel it may be a bit of a long shot to say the Home Minister was there and hence the TRS angle. I think that's a bit of a long shot.
This was
I'll let Deshwatan Nigam come in.
started his politics.
I'll let Deshwatan Nigam come in. He hasn't spoken yet. Deshwatan, and then I'll get in Abbas Haider as well. Deshwatan.
Niranjan, in fact, one more case has been registered by CBI for procurement of 1,000 low-floor buses by Delhi
Yes, they have. But I just want to put some facts on that. Thank you for mentioning it. Can I just put one line? Can I add that one line? Because, we had that information, but I had to set the record straight on that because there was a little bit of a clarification in that. Okay? I'm just coming on screen for 1 second. I'm just telling you what we know because this is also important. It may be a bit of a breaking news update. The news is the CBI... Sources in the CBI have told us, and Shavan breaking that story again, that a preliminary inquiry is on in the DTC scam. That inquiry is still on. No FIR has been registered as yet. So that inquiry is still on. The CBI is carrying out preliminary inquiry in purchase of 1,000 low-floor buses. Point to note, PE in the case is going on for some time, which is a preliminary inquiry. It's not a new inquiry that has been started by the CBI. So there is a factual position on the DTC scam. Yes, Deshwatan Nigam, please continue.
And secondly, the similar policy, excise policy of Punjab has been challenged in the Punjab and Haryana High Court, and it is under consideration. Immediately when the policy was launched by Punjab, it has been challenged. It is under consideration in sub judice. So you can imagine the kind of games which are being played. And secondly, one has to take this case very seriously because this case has come out through the Chief Secretary, which is the highest administrative functionary of the government, not from anybody else. And then the LG was forced to give permission for CBI inquiry. Secondly, the raids are not being started by CBI on its own. On 18th August, the CBI applied to the court and the court issued search and raid summons. And therefore, the raids have started taking place. And the moment the raids start taking place in the morning, when the order is given on 18th morning, you find an article 12 hours later in the New York Times. And suddenly it becomes Kejriwal versus Modi. Prior to that, it was not there. Suddenly, BJP started getting afraid of Kejriwal. So this was vautobattery and diversion of tactics. Let me tell you, there is a Prevention of Corruption Act angle here. And there, under Section 5(1)(d), let me tell you, it's a very stringent section. If any wrongful loss has been caused to the government by, let me put it in a different manner, by, misusing its own authority by a minister, and also benefiting a third party. You don't even require an intention there. If the wrongful loss has been established by misuse of authority, then the person is guilty out there. It's a very stringent provision to clean the administration of, clean the corruption of this thing from the administration. Yeah. So the only thing which probably is saving Arvind Kejriwal is his humongous advertising budget, which he's been trying to create that public image in and around the nation. Therefore, it is very important to know that the kind of corruption which is going on, in fact, a new methodology seems to have been brought out that regional parties seems to be cooperating in terms of corruption now. Earlier, only single party used to be there and be involved in corruption. But the name of TRS coming up means that a new strategy for handling corruption has come up in India, where they start cooperating instead of in politics, in corruption also. So these are very serious issues. And the ED has also come into the picture now. Money laundering, a very stringent act, let me tell you. Very stringent act where you are guilty till proven innocent. Where has the money gone? The process of the money of crime has been whitened, it appears, and been projected as a white money by various third parties. So that angle has also been brought in, and believe me, the arrest is very imminent.
No, whose arrest are you saying? Whose arrest are you saying?
Oh, as of now, only one name going on. Although I believe.
Okay, Akshay is saying nothing. Akshay, what are you saying? Akshay, what are you saying? Akshay, I'm ready. I want to get in Abbas. Abbas is waiting. Yes, Akshay, quickly, Akshay.
No, many people have made allegations against us. Niranjan, Republic and you are a very neutral platform. But when it comes to these debates, see, there are 8 people on the debate. Right?
Yeah, that's why I said I'll give you. I told you I'll give you time, Akshay. Go ahead. I told you I'll give you time. Go ahead.
No, one second. I am from Aam Aadmi Party. Shehzad is from BJP. Prafulla Ketkar ji is from the RSS. Deshratan Nigam ji is from the RSS, and all 3 of them are sister concerns.
Ashutosh Mishra,
so
Abbas Haidar. Abbas Haidar is yet to speak.
But they are not. I'm sorry, Niranjan, Abbas Haidar ji may be from the Samajwadi Party.
Okay, go ahead. Make your point. Make your point.
My singular point is, let's have a debate with 3 BJP and 3 Aam Aadmi Party people. Then it will be fair, because.
But how are you calling Deshratan Nigam and RSS? 1 minute. Deshratan Nigam is here as an advocate.
Ask him. Deshratan ji, are you related to the RSS or no?
Did I not?
Are you related to the RSS?
Did I not give a legal position? Did I not give a legal position?
The RSS. Are you related to the
Okay, Akshay, go ahead. Akshay, go ahead. Akshay, make your point, Akshay. Akshay, make your point.
Don't like the RSS.
Okay, Akshay, make your point. You want to make a point, you want to respond to all, you can. Go ahead.
Come in now.
My simple point is that if you are giving 40 minutes to these 3 gentlemen who are from the same party.
My first 25 minutes was with you and Shehzad. My first 25 minutes was with you and Shehzad. Go ahead, make your point.
But do you... No. So do you accept at least that there are 3 people from BJP here on this panel?
No, how can there be 3 people from BJP, Akshay? Come on, Akshay, come on. Make your point,
Is Prafulla Ketkar from the RSS or no? Is Deshratan Nigam from the RSS or no? Ask them. Why don't you ask them? Deshratan Nigam ji, are you from the RSS?
Let me answer. Niranjan, let me answer.
Let him make, he's losing his own time, Akshay. I suggest you go ahead and make your point. A lot of them have said a lot of things.
Niranjan, I made legal points. Niranjan, I made legal points.
Their political vested interest is to target and malign the Aam Aadmi Party.
No, you go ahead, you make your point.
People are going to target the Aam Aadmi Party.
Akshay, let him respond. Okay, make your point, Akshay. I'll give you full opportunity. Make your point.
I'm making the point. I'm saying viewers of Republic TV are very intelligent, neutral, independent people. If they see 3 people from the RSS attacking Aam Aadmi Party, all I'm saying is let there be 3 people from Aam Aadmi Party attacking the BJP.
We would welcome that. Akshay. You can bring. I will take that forward. Okay, I'll take your suggestion seriously.
Thank you.
Can I answer?
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Now answering.
Let him respond. Let him respond.
Can I come in now?
No, let me come to the substantive point. It's important to know the background of these 3 people because it counts for them as much as it counts for Shehzad. For the last 8 years, this is not the first time that they are coming up with these allegations. How is it that every single time the courts acquit us, but these gentlemen come on TV debates and wax eloquent? आम आदमी पार्टी ने ये कर दिया, आम आदमी पार्टी ने वो कर दिया. अरे भाई, बोर नहीं होते तुम? 8 साल से वही कर रहे हो. तीनों जने आके वही करते हो, रोजाना आके डिबेट पे आके वही चीजें बोलते रहते हो. कोर्ट में सिद्ध क्यों नहीं कर पाते? तुम्हारे जो सारे एजेंसियां हैं वो कोर्ट में सिद्ध क्यों नहीं कर पाते कि आम आदमी पार्टी ने कुछ गलत किया है?
सिसोदिया, पहले सत्येंद्र जैन जी थे,
आम आदमी पार्टी आज दावे के साथ कह रही है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल की बढ़ती लोकप्रियता से आप लोग डर रहे हो. आप लोग को लगता है कि केजरीवाल के 2 मंत्री सिसोदिया और सत्येंद्र जैन जो एजुकेशन और हेल्थ केयर पे काम करते हैं उनको टारगेट कर लोगे? आपको लगता है कि हमारी देश में जो बढ़ती लोकप्रियता है वो घटेगी? ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. गुजरात में आम आदमी पार्टी अब चुनाव लड़ने जा रही है जहां पे आपके नेता खुलेआम बोल रहे हैं कि आम आदमी पार्टी से हमें डर लग रहा है. अब मोदी जी जब अभी वडोदरा गए थे तो वो अपने नेताओं को बोल कर गए कि आम आदमी पार्टी को हल्के में मत लेना, वो बड़े पंजाब में जैसे जीते गुजरात में भी जीत सकते हैं. तो इसीलिए ये सारी कार्रवाई आज हो रही है. आम आदमी पार्टी को बदनाम करने की कोशिश हो रही है. आपको डर है
अब्बास
केजरीवाल नरेंद्र मोदी के खिलाफ लोकप्रिय नेता बन के उभर रहे हैं. तो आप कृपया करके अपने अंदर भी जाके थोड़ा सा गुजरात
Shehzad, you can, but after Abbas hasn't spoken at all.
10,000 करोड़ की जो एक्साइज की चोरी हो रही है गुजरात में, उसके ऊपर सीबीआई क्यों नहीं
जाती? Shehzad, wait here, Shehzad, 1 minute. Shehzad,
but why does BJP have to suffer?
No, wait, I'll give you your opportunity. I told you I'll give you your opportunity. He's one against, he's one versus.
But I want to respond immediately.
You can respond to him, but I want the SP to come in, boss. Later than I won't have time. Poor Abbas Haider has been sitting quietly. Abbas, you've heard the debate. You've heard the debate. Can the facts be evaded in this case?
See, Niranjan, first thing, is it just a coincidence that today Union Home Minister Amit Shah says in Telangana that somebody joining the BJP is going to be the beginning of the end of TRS, and suddenly a TRS leader has been framed in this case? See, this is no iota of doubt about this, that these central agencies like ED, CBI, they have lost their credibility. And if somebody who is a minister in a democratically elected government, if he is found, I mean, if there is a corruption charge against him, there should be an independent time-bound inquiry against him. And these agencies, these agencies have lost their credibility across the country. Now, if you see that ED, out of 5,400 case which has been lodged by ED, there has been conviction in only 23 cases in past 8 years. What is this? I mean, if you come to the ratio, it is 0.5%. That is the conviction rate of ED. Now, if you talk about the rates done by ED, it has increased 27 times in past.
That is not how you calculate conviction rate.
In past 8 years. No. That is how we calculate conviction rate. If you are not doing, you will not convict.
Number of cases decided.
No,
and number
just tell me the data. Tell me the data.
Number 25 cases decided, 23.
There are only 23 people who have been convicted by ED in past 8 years. Only 23.
Out of 25
23 people have been convicted. Now, this matter in the PMLA. Under the PMLA Act. Now,
more than 90%.
Only 23 out of 5,400
Shehzad,
cases.
Shehzad, you can respond now.
In past 8 years, out of 5,400 PMLA cases.
No, they're asking, Shehzad, basically, I got Abbas got your point. Abbas is basically saying you're targeting Kejriwal as he gets into Gujarat.
No, Niranjan, I've understood this question. Let's not. I can answer the question directly. Yeah.
Niranjan, when there's election coming up in Gujarat and Himachal, why is Bharti when BJP, when the agency...
Okay, Abbas, let him speak. Wait. Okay. I'm getting in Shehzad. I'm getting in Shehzad and Akshay. Shehzad and Akshay.
This will raise
one last bout. Shehzad and Akshay. One last bout. Come on. Shehzad.
Yeah, Niranjan, first of all, if you see the division of this panel, 4 defending corruption, 3 against corruption. So it's actually in favor of Aam Aadmi Party.
No, please, yaar, come on, let's get to the facts, Shehzad.
Republic Bharat, there was a one-on-one debate between...
No, we are totally against corruption. People of this country, including all the political parties, they are against corruption.
Shehzad and Akshay, please.
You said no, this is not acceptable.
Shehzad and Akshay.
We are against corruption. We are requesting you to do a time.
You're wasting each other's time. Shehzad and Akshay only, please.
Independent of the central agency.
Abbas, wait, let me respond.
How am I wasting time? Your PCR can take me on the window.
Just relax now, Shehzad. Don't teach us how to cut to windows now. Tell me.
Those who are affected by the... Yeah. Those who are affected by the composition of this panel, at 7 p.m. on Aishwarya's show, it was one-on-one between Aam Aadmi Party and me. Aam Aadmi Party ran away. So they should tell us why they didn't come for a one-on-one with me. Apart from that, now let me come to the major point. Niranjan, all of these people crying foul and vendetta, why don't they tell me one case in which in the last 8 years they've gone and proven their case, like the CBI was called cage parrot in UPA tenure, that they've proven that it was a cage parrot now. The ED had 0 convictions till 2014, of which Samajwadi Party was a part of the government. And finally, I've asked specific questions of Akshay Marathi, including Indo-Spirits and others. He's not been able to answer a single question. He should just answer one question, that the court of law has not given any relief to Satyendra Jain in the last 3 months. Why is he still a minister? Do the courts of law also function on our fancies?
Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, quickly, Akshay.
Thank you. No, first of all, if this whole issue was about corruption, just Niranjan, last month, 80 people lost their lives in Gujarat by drinking spurious liquor. A BJP leader was actually caught for supplying that spurious liquor, but we don't see the Central Bureau of Investigation have anything to do with that corruption case. In Bundelkhand Expressway, Shehzad, I didn't interrupt you. Let's be civil. I didn't interrupt you. In the Bundelkhand Expressway, which the Prime Minister inaugurated, within 5 days of the inauguration, the highway collapsed. Is that not a big corruption case? Why does the CBI not investigate that? In the last 5 years,
have you filed a criminal complaint in any of these cases?
अरे बाबा सुन तो लो भाई, तुम कितना बोले, अब मेरी भी बात सुन लो. In the last 5 years,
this is what about me. There are court orders against Satyendra Jain.
who used to be
you
in
are
the
giving me your
Congress,
fancy imagination. I'm showing you a court
targeted by
order.
the BJP
What is
as
the
a
action
corrupt
on a court
minister,
order?
and they demanded his resignation. But within 2 years of that, Himanta Biswa Sarma joined BJP and now is their own chief minister. That is a track record of the BJP. In Maharashtra, where I come from, Narayan Rane ji was on the target of the BJP for corruption, and within 2 years,
Arey Baba, go file a case tomorrow morning against all of them and get action done. What is your action on the court order of Satyendra Jain? Please answer this.
ये है बीजेपी का बीजेपी का दोहरा मापदंड. तो आज बीजेपी
Okay, time up. I've run out of time. I've run out of time. You know, I just want to add one name. I just want to add one name to that. Shehzad, on a lighter note, I want to add one name to that. You know, he's Pratap Sarnaik. Does it ring a bell? Pratap Sarnaik in Maharashtra, now in Shinde camp. Okay, on that light note, on that, and I'll have to take a break. I've completely run out of time. On a lighter note, you tell me what windows I need to cut to. He tells me about what my composition of the guests should be on the debate. Why don't both of you leave politics and come join us in the newsroom, okay? Leave your party affiliations aside. That's on a lighter note. You're always welcome to join us. Both of you seem to, know how to debate. You can certainly come. Options are open.
They expect Krantikari journalism everywhere.
One minute.
They expect Krantikari journalism everywhere. That's
on a lighter note. But two political parties, both very media savvy, both very conscious about their image in the media. You can't deny this is going to be one interesting political... please, Shehzad, come on. Okay, Shehzad, come on. Thank you very much for joining us on The Burning Question tonight. Thank you. Story continues.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Congress workers have now begun to protest over here against Manish Sisodia and through it the Aam Aadmi Party. They are chanting slogans against Manish Sisodia. They are saying that they are going to continue their protest until and unless Manish Sisodia, who is the main accused in this case, is not going to be arrested.
जिस एक्साइज पॉलिसी के बारे में ये सारा विवाद खड़ा किया जा रहा है, मैं उसके बारे में कहना चाहता हूं कि वो इस देश की सबसे बेस्ट एक्साइज पॉलिसी है।
आपकी हालत तो ऐसी थी कि चोर को दाढ़ी में तिनका दिखा तो उसने बचने के लिए दाढ़ी मुंडवा दी। तो मनीष सिसोदिया और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने भी शराब नीति में भ्रष्टाचार दिखा तो नीति वापस ले ली।
On the eve of Janmashtami in the Kishtwar town of Jammu, wherein during this procession there were slogans raised, Har Ghar Bagwa Lahrayenge, Ram Rajya Aayega, and objecting to it, the spokesperson of the Apni party took to social media, wherein he has demanded that there were some provocative speeches during the religious procession, and
अब की बार तो देश की जनता लुकआउट नोटिस देगी और 2024 में देगी और पूछेगी कि बड़े बड़े वादे करके कहां चले गए। अब देश की जनता लुकआउट करेगी 2024 में।
मैं समझता हूं लुकआउट नोटिस एक बहुत बड़ा इशारा है कि ये जो बौखलाए हुए हैं ये ऐसे नहीं, कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज एजेंसीज को मिली है और हम दूध का दूध पानी का पानी होने का इंतजार कर रहे हैं।
On the eve of Janmashtami in the Kishtwar town of Jammu, wherein during this procession there were slogans raised, Har Ghar Bagwa Lahrayenge, Ram Rajya Aayega, and objecting to it, the spokesperson of the Apni party took to social media, wherein he has demanded that there were some provocative speeches during the religious procession, and now an FIR should be registered against those who did this provocative speech. Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest here against the killing of Kashmiri Pandit.
OP is finally getting a win in this matter.
National Investigation Agency teams are leaving the house of Lashkar terrorist Faisal Munir.
Congress workers have now begun to protest over here against Manish Sisodia and through it the Aam Aadmi Party. They are chanting slogans against Manish Sisodia. They are saying that they are going to continue their protest until and unless Manish Sisodia, who is the main accused in this case, is not going to be arrested.
जिस एक्साइज पॉलिसी के बारे में ये सारा विवाद खड़ा किया जा रहा है, मैं उसके बारे में कहना चाहता हूं कि वो इस देश की सबसे बेस्ट एक्साइज पॉलिसी है।
आपकी हालत तो ऐसी थी कि चोर को दाढ़ी में तिनका दिखा तो उसने बचने के लिए दाढ़ी मुंडवा दी। तो मनीष सिसोदिया और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने भी शराब नीति में भ्रष्टाचार दिखा तो नीति वापस ले ली।
On the eve of Janmashtami in the Kishtwar town of Jammu, wherein during this procession there were slogans raised, Har Ghar Bagwa Lehrayenge, Ram Rajya Aayega, and objecting to it, the spokesperson of the Apni party took to social media wherein he has demanded that there were some provocative speeches during the religious procession, and now an
तो आपको दिल्ली में नहीं ढूंढा जा रहा है। दिल्ली में जब भी आपको ढूंढना होगा पुलिस हमारी सक्षा में आपको पकड़ लेगी, मगर एलओसी खुलने का मतलब होता है कि सारे एयरपोर्ट के ऊपर में एक एजेंसी द्वारा नोटिस चला जाता है कि ये व्यक्ति देश छोड़कर नहीं जाना चाहिए।
कि ये मतलब मनीष सिसोदिया कोई भगौड़े हैं? मनीष सिसोदिया के कोई ऐसे मुजरिम हैं, इतने बड़े आतंकवादी हैं कि वो देश से भाग गए हैं और जो है अब सीबीआई को और केंद्र सरकार को वो मिल नहीं रही। ये बड़ी दुर्भाग्य की बात है।
जिस एक्साइज पॉलिसी के बारे में ये सारा विवाद खड़ा किया जा रहा है, मैं उसके बारे में कहना चाहता हूं कि वो इस देश की सबसे बेस्ट एक्साइज पॉलिसी है।
आपकी हालत तो ऐसी थी कि चोर को दाढ़ी में तिनका दिखा तो उसने बचने के लिए दाढ़ी मुंडवा दी। तो मनीष सिसोदिया और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने भी शराब नीति में भ्रष्टाचार दिखा तो नीति वापस ले ली।
कश्मीर घाटी में आम नागरिकों को निशाना बनाया जा रहा है, बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा। और
celebrations happening right in front of the OPS's house.
Now showing you the pictures of this flag march which is right now underway.
Staging protest against Pakistan over the civilian killings in the Kashmir Valley. On the eve of Janmashtami in the Kishtwar town of Jammu, wherein during this procession there were slogans raised, Har Ghar Bagwa Lehrayenge, Ram Rajya Aayega, and objecting to it, the spokesperson of the Apni party took to social media wherein he has demanded that there were some provocative speeches during the religious procession, and now an FIR should be registered against those who did this provocative speech. Kashmiri Pandits are staging protest here against the killing of Kashmiri Pandit.
OPS finally getting a win in this matter.
National Investigation Agency teams are leaving the house of Lashkar terrorist Faisal Munir.
Mystery over girl's death at MP quarters in the national capital. How did the girl fall off the MP quarters? That's the question. Girl's family says it's not a case of suicide. Did the girl enter the MP's quarters to meet someone? Massive lead in the Delhi liquor scam. CBI now looking into the role of a TRS, a politician and his family. CBI shares liquor scam files with ED, also issues lookout circular against 8 private individuals.
ये लोग जो आरोप लगा रहे हैं उस पर तो मैंने कहा तुम तय तो कर लो पहले कि भाई 1000 करोड़ का है, 8000 करोड़ का है, 1 करोड़ का है, 10 करोड़ का है, किसने किया है पहले तय कर लो। तुम लोग इन आरोपों के बीच में इधर उधर की रोज इधर उधर की इनका नेता खड़ा होकर बात करता है।
Manish Sisodia claims witch hunt but steers away from specifics. Now faces ED lens as well in excise policy scam.
24 घंटे के अंदर ये समय बहुत है एक ईमानदार के लिए। आप केवल ये बताइए कि अगर आपने घोटाला नहीं किया तो आबकारी नीति वापस क्यों ली?